So I'm 21 years old, and really, I just kind of feel lost. So I graduated school 2.5 years ago, and in the meantime, I feel like the time has just passed, and I'm not any closer to the things that I want to do, and that gives me a feeling that I am lost. Especially when you look online and you see these people on Instagram, flashing the life, and I know a lot of that's not real, or it's a facade, or it's fake. And then you see athletes your own age achieving things in life, and then you see other people, you see sometimes in the news, people who started successful companies in their early 20s or whatever, and it's just like, I'd like to be moving towards that direction, but I just don't feel like I am. Like, especially being a college student right now, it's hard to envision the next 5 years. I'll be 26 then, 2030, and yeah, it's just going to be a strange one, to be honest, because I'll definitely feel more like an adult then. And I just think the last 5 years since 2020, while they do feel like they have been a while, it does feel at the same time that it wasn't that long ago since I got off school in 2020, and I had 6 months off before I had to go back to it. And I'm just thinking, like, all of a sudden I'll be in my late 20s by the time the next 5 years pass, and that has me scared but also feeling lost, because I can set aside a plan to do something by 26, or do something that I want to achieve, for example, even like a channel like this that I want to grow, and I mightn't even achieve it. That's the whole thing in life. You can push towards whatever you want to do, and you can hear all these feel good stories and hear everything, but at the end of the day, you are just gonna feel lost, especially if you have a goal, and it feels like life does everything in its power to stop you from, I guess, making your own path in life, or going the way you want to go. Like, I graduate college in 2 years time, so 2027, and to be honest, I really just, I'm scared, because I don't know what direction I want to go in. And ultimately, like, sometimes I do think, am I going down the path I want to go down? Like, will I end up in a career or a field that I want to be in? And that's the main question for any young adult. Do you follow your passions, or do you follow what will put food on the table? Because I feel like sometimes it's difficult to achieve things. Like, a lot of the big things, that everyone has big dreams, but what you want to achieve in life doesn't really matter, especially when there's countless people are trying to do the same thing. And especially if it's something like more in the art world, maybe it's the music, which you could say, like, you could say people are talented at it, which is true, but there's no like objective way to tell that you're better than someone at that. Or YouTube, sometimes it can be difficult to gain traction or do anything. Like, I've started countless YouTube channels before, and none of them have took off. I think the highest subscriber count I got was 100 subscribers, and my confidence, because this is always something I wanted to work on and work towards, but it's not always possible, especially when you're trying to make it work, and then you can't really justify the amount of time you're spending on it, because, like, you could possibly doing something else to earn money. And that's the thing as well, like, at my age, because I'm 21 and I feel like an adult, I feel like time on weekends or evenings where I'm not doing something productive, it just feels like I'm wasting that time, which, I mean, it shouldn't be time wasted if you enjoy what you're doing. I enjoy playing video games, countless ones, Minecraft, FIFA, some old COD games. I love doing all that, and it's just like, when I was younger, I wanted to get paid to be a Fortnite. So, everyone has these kind of aspirations, and when I was even younger, I wanted to be a Premier League footballer. But again, that just, neither of them were possible. And yeah, it just makes me think, like, after college, what next? And that's a question for everyone. I know you're not meant to have it all figured out and all put together by the time you're 30 or by the time you're 22, because nobody really ever has it figured out, but it definitely feels like some people are headed in the direction they want to be in, or they feel like they're more on their mission than I may be, and because of that I just kind of feel a bit lost. I mean, I know it's okay not to know what you want to do, and there's plenty of people who figured out things in life like when they're in their 40s and 50s and whenever, so I guess I have the time, but it's just more a thing, like it's a fear factor, you know. I've got a lot of things that I want to do and want to achieve, and it's just I want to be moving in the direction at least, you know. And also it's kind of, I know stuff like money and all is important, so it's like, you know, obviously we all want to be successful financially and have success in relationships and like find partners and whoever, and I suppose I don't have any of that at the minute, so it's just like, you know, maybe I can start doing something where I can, I guess, stop myself from feeling lost and get myself back onto the right track where I'm, you know, meeting the targets that I want for myself and what I want to get to, you know, because we only get one chance to follow our dreams and chase after what we want to be. So it's really just a thing where I'm like, you know, I gotta move in that direction. And the fact that, you know, I've had so many tries at, you know, being successful on YouTube and starting different projects, and a lot of them for the most part failing, I suppose it's taught me a lot in life about how not everything goes your way. And sure, I know that, but you know, at the same time it's just like I wanted to start, I guess, progressing to a point where I actually start, you know, making progress. And that's the main thing. Like I think progression is the, I guess, the canceller out of feeling lost. And if you can progress and I guess feel like you're moving towards your dreams and you can achieve them, you know, that'll stop you from feeling this lost. Also, I guess the thing is, the reason I just feel lost is because, you know, what if I achieve all the goals that I set out and maybe I'm still not happy with it, or I'm still not satisfied? What was the whole point? So it's just like, I guess I made this video to reach out to anyone who felt the same way, and I guess who could share their opinions and see if they could relate to, I guess, what I was trying to say anyway. So yeah, I guess that's my first video on this channel, and I guess if you're feeling lost as well, you can just let me know in the comments below. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that one, and yeah, I'm out.